Hi, this is Monty from Moat Park Vehicles, and here's another one of our detailed vehicle appraisals on a car that we've got in stock. This is our Mercedes E320CDi Elegance. Obviously you can see it's an estate. It's a one owner from new. It's registered in 2008. 8 service stamps, 7 of them completed at Mercedes-Benz. And the mileage is 138,500. Don't worry, car drives absolutely fantastically well. You wouldn't tell, you couldn't tell it's got that sort of mileage, and even when you can't have a look at the car, you'll be surprised in terms of the condition. It is lovely. So I'm going to briefly walk around the car and give you a more detailed view very shortly. Now these videos tend to take about 8 to 10 minutes long. I'll try and be as brief as possible. Now you may get a bit of sun glare coming through as I'm taking pictures as we're walking up the car. Apologies for that. It's just can't help it any later than this and it gets too dark. Now what else to tell you? Now the reasons why we tend to do these videos, it's all about the trust, honesty, integrity side of it. Please feel free to read some of my reviews on Auto Trader. They are all genuine, and the reasons why we tend to do these videos is we'll tell you exactly how a car is. So we don't want to waste anybody's time. I'm sure you don't want to waste your time coming down and have a look at a car that isn't as described, and you look at the photographs, it looks stunning. And then you go and have a look at it and it's not. So please feel free to jot the registration number down. Please feel free to do kind of any MOT checks you want to do on the car, anything like that. If you want to check up on service history, it was all done, apart from the last service that we've completed, it's all done at Mercedes-Benz Gatwick. They'll tell you all about the car, if you really want to know. Probably won't tell you too much in terms of the previous owner, can't do that with data protection, but they can tell you what's happened to the car, what's been done to it, service work, etc., that type of thing. Okay, so in terms of the car itself, it's in it's in iridium silver, that's the colour, with alpaca grey full leather, so that was an optional extra. It's got heated steering wheel, which is a strange option, but it's lovely in the winter time. It's lovely all the time, to be fair, if you put it on. And you've got a tyre pressure monitoring device on the car. So you've got little valves or little monitoring units in each of the tyres or each of the wheels, and that monitors back to the car. Okay, now we'll tend to start off on the driver's side front, and then we'll give you a more detailed view inside the car as well. So you've got Michelin tyres on the front, Dunlops on the back. Wheels look in really good condition. There's a couple of little marks on them. Which is, I think, around here, just about here. A couple of little touch-ups that I've done. We put a new set of centre caps on the car as well. So let me just try and give you some views down the side. Hopefully you can try and pick up some of the reflections. So it'll be the greenery, these little posts. But rest assured, it's in fabulous condition down this side here. You know, she is, what, 11 years of age? She's covered 138,000 miles, so please, please, please don't expect a brand new car. But there's no great big nasty dents or anything like that I've noticed on the car at all. The only thing I have noticed, and it works absolutely fine, this indicator unit here, you've got a slight crack to the lens, but it all works absolutely fine. Okay, let's just go from the back of the car. I mentioned it's got Dunlop tyres on the back, Michelin's on the front. They are all-weather tyres, they're not winter or anything like that, they're all-weather tyres. And then let's just try and give you some views down this side. Hopefully you're not getting too much glare from the sun, but hopefully you can see it looks in great condition. Now there is a tiny mark on the rear wing here, it's about an inch long. I have touched it up. We're not painting anything, we're not going to be painting the car, but it's a tiny little scuff on there. I don't know what someone's lent on it or something like that, but we have touched it up. Now at the end of the day, if I took a photo, flies on here, if I took a photo from back here, or even, you wouldn't pick any of that up, hence the reason we do the videos. Right, inside the car, it is stunning, really is stunning. Alpaca, full alpaca grey leather interior. Now these sort of lines you can see, this is just only sort of shadows coming over from the trees. but it looks lovely. That eucalyptus, well, I think it's Burr walnut wood. I think the earlier models were called eucalyptus. This is Burr walnut wood. It is a bit slightly darker than what you're seeing in this camera. So I'm looking at the wood and looking through the camera. It looks a bit orangey, but it's a bit darker than that. So even though this is a pretty standard car, you'll still get obviously radio CD, dual climate control air conditioning, multi-function steering wheel. You've got cruise control, speed limiters. You've got automatic headlamps. You've got folding mirrors, electric mirrors, 4 electric windows. You know, so they still come quite well spec'd up. So that's all your controls there for the mirrors and for the windows. Now for the driver's seat and the passenger seat, they're a partial electric. So moving the seat backwards and forwards is still a handle, but to adjust it up or the backrest, it is electric. Okay. Now you might be able to get a better view of the driver's seat when I go on the other side. Right, let's have a look at the back here. Still got its original Mercedes-Benz carpets in there in terms of mats. Yep, still the original ones. Hopefully you can see that interior looks lovely. The back seats have hardly been sat in. Now one thing to mention on here, there is no rear head restraints. They are missing. We never got it when we got the car coming to us. We have been in contact with the previous owner. They no longer have the rear head restraints. We just don't have them anymore. That's just one of those things. They don't have them. Whether they were left in a garage somewhere and someone's shut them out, I don't know. I have tried the past couple of weeks to try and get a set, but I've struggled at the moment. I'm not promising that we're going to get you a set or anything like that. I just want to tell you that it hasn't got any head restraints at the back of the car. Okay, and this is the reasons why we tend to do these videos. Whether you're 2 miles away or 200 miles away, when you come to have a look at the car, you imagine if you've just driven 200 miles to have a look at this car and the pictures look absolutely stunning, and then someone tells you the head restraints aren't there. You'd rather known and made a decision whether you still wanted to purchase that car beforehand. Anyway, looking around the back of the bumper, you've got a few little marks here. There's one along there, one here, and one or two. I have done my very best to try and touch them up, but again, even if I took a picture from back here, you wouldn't pick any of that up at all. Let's open up the tailgate. Now you've got that parcel shelf blind that goes back automatically. You've got your locking wheel nut keys down there. You've got one section that pulls up, tools etc. down there, and you've got another section that pulls up, and it's like a cubby hole, and it's a cubby hole there as well. Store a few bits and pieces in there. 60/40 split folding rear seats, 12 volt cigarette or 12 volt adapter. And look at that, looks in great condition. There's no nasty stains, anything like that on the on the boot floor. So going down on the passenger side, so a couple of little marks that I've touched up, a couple of bits and pieces here, but again it's all consistent with the age and the mileage of the car, you know, covering 138,000 miles, 11 years of age. It's going to have a few little marks on there just to show them to you again. And let's just try and give you a good view down the passenger side. So I'll try and hold the mirror, the camera there, just slowly. Now we're coming up to about 9 minutes long, so I'll try and be as brief as I possibly can with the rest of the video. Tyres in good condition, plenty of tread. Alloy wheels look absolutely fine as well. And there's a couple of little scuffs. One along that spoke there and a couple of bits at the top. I have touched them up, but you can still see a little bit of them. Show you back of the car. That centre armrest. And what goes in here is your books. Don't tend to live in there. We've got the full book pack with the car as well. Hopefully you can see that interior looks lovely. Really does look lovely. And again, the headlining is like that as well. So the headlining is a light grey. There's no nasty stains or anything like that. Let's just move that in there a bit better so you can see it. Looks great. Close the door properly. Let's just show you again the passenger door panel. Now I am in a public park, so if you do hear people, you know, shouting or whatever, they're probably walking their dogs, children. Many apologies, but I can't really do much about it. Again, there's your electric seat for the passenger side. Hopefully it looks all really good condition. You can probably see the driver's seat there. That looks in good condition. So Michelin tyres, centre caps. We've replaced all the centre caps on the car. A couple of little scuffs on this wheel here. One up there, I believe, but again it's been touched up. But apart from that, that is it. So let us show you down the passenger side of the car. Hopefully you can try and pick that up. Hopefully some good reflections on there. It all looks in really good condition. Okay, now there's a couple of bits and pieces I noticed on the screen. Again, I wouldn't have thought these were going to be advisories on the MOT. There's a chip along here, and there's a chip, I think, just about there. Okay, they are very small. They're not in the driver's swipe of the wiper, so I wouldn't have thought they're going to come back as an MOT failure or an advisory or anything like that. But again, just wanted to point them out to you. Plenty of tread on the tyres. Now, with this sort of mileage, you probably think the whole front of the car's absolutely peppered with stone chips. It's not. There's a couple of marks here and there. Point them out to you. Along the front edge of the bumper there. And I think along that side as well. Just a few little chips here and there. Along this lower section. A couple of little stone chips. But really nothing that bad. Absolutely nothing that bad at all. Along the leading edge of the bonnet, a few little stone chips sort of around here, but again, these have all been touched up and they're tiny. You'd expect it to find loads of chips on it, but it's not. It is genuinely been looked after, this car. So I have babbled on for far too long. We're now coming up to 13 minutes. So I just wanted to thank you very much for your time. If you're interested in this vehicle, please don't hesitate to get in contact with us. Send us an email, text message, whatever, or you can go the old-fashioned route and pick up the phone to us. Just to let you know about warranties, all our cars come with 6 months comprehensive warranty or 6,000 miles, whatever becomes sooner. We'll try and tick as many boxes for you, as many options as we possibly can. We give you 2 options of 2 different warranty companies. We tell you the good things, the bad things. You do your own homework, do a bit of trust piloting, go back, read some reviews, and then you let us know which one you want us to set up for you. We'll never force a particular warranty company on a customer, and we try and have picked the 2 best warranty companies out there in our view anyway. All right, so thank you again, and hope to speak to you soon. Bye-bye.